This is Connor Cordova here today with Chris, the Crippler Leben. Thanks for taking the time, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me, dude.
So, you're fighting Wanderlei Silva at UFC 132. Has this fight been in the back of your mind for a while? Because when you called him out, I freaked out. It was a stroke of genius. I mean...
Yeah. Wanderlei Silva's actually been a hero of mine for a long time. I used to walk across town or catch the bus to go get old Pride bootleg videos before you get them in the States to watch Wanderlei fight, actually, years and years ago when I first started training. So ever since then, I've wanted to fight. And then when Wanderlei got hurt and I stepped up and took Akiyama, I really felt that, I was owed that fight. Akiyama was supposed to fight Wanderlei. I beat Akiyama. That should have put me in, but of course, the UFC had other plans. Didn't work out. And since then, I've been very vocal about the fact that, I like to go out and fight. And I know that Wanderlei's a blue collar fighter. He's not going to run from me. That's pretty safe to say. So. I'm excited about it. I know. Win, lose, or draw. It's going to be a fight for the fans. It should be real exciting.
Absolutely, I'm super stoked. Now, you're such a ferocious fighter yourself. Do you fight with a lot of emotion, or for you, when you get in there, is it just business? Because when I spoke to Wanderlei, he says he really thrives off of that emotion. What about you?
It's business. Honestly, they could hang a black curtain around that ring. A lot of people say they feed up the crowd and this and that. I feed up the fact that somebody's trying to smash my head in. That's really all I need. You know what I mean? Try to punch me in the face, I'm gonna fight back. Pretty simple. And honestly, I think that's one of my few talents is my ability to stick to a game plan and actually, believe it or not, stay fairly well composed even after being hit or being rocked. I still try to stay to my game plan and not let my emotion get the best of me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you fought Terry Martin, man, it seemed like you were just crystal cool the whole time, man. You just smashed him. That's one of my favorite knockouts ever.
There's the fight in the cage, but there's also that internal fight. You got to fight with your emotions. You got to battle to stay in control. You got to have your computer telling your body what to do. And if you let those emotions get in the way, you might not react in the way that is best suited for the situation.
Now, you called out Wanderlei after you fought Akiyama. Going into that fight with Stan, did you still have Wanderlei on the mind? I
did, a little bit, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I possibly looked past Stan a little bit more than I should have. Not to mention, I ended up getting to my deathbed ill. Before I fought him, I was actually shitting and diarrheaing when I was on deck. Man. And vomiting, like, backstage when I went out for that fight. So that didn't help. Stan is an amazing competitor, and, he really stepped up to the plate, and, I fucked up, but, that's kind of the name of the game, right? You get back on the horse, so, I've lost fights before, then I went back and had spectacular wins, and at this point in the game, I've been around for so long, where it's not like one loss is gonna ruin me, it's gonna affect me. You guys have seen me fight, this will be my 19th fight in the UFC. You've seen me win exciting wins. You've seen me beat guys thoroughly. You've seen me go out and lose. It truly is sometimes in our sport any given Sunday, It truly is. And I know that, Alls I can do is, and I truly believe the harder you work, the luckier you get. So alls I can do is put my time in the gym, put my time in on watching my tape, on doing my training, stay away from the wrong people, stay by the right people, and then wish for the best.
As far as all the tools in your arsenal, what do you think is going to be the best weapon that you have against the axe murderer?
My left hand. Honestly, I kind of feel two ways about it. I've never had a guy stand and brawl with me that's ever beat me from standing and brawling. And I know Wanderlei likes to do that. I'll stand toe to toe with him. I'm not going to back up, So I'm not afraid to stand and take one to give one. I'll do that. As far as honestly, my best tool is my coach Bert Richardson. And his game plan. He allows me to not have to think. I just do. He watches tons of tape, dissects the game, really scientific about it. So all I have to do is at this point is just be the dumb fighter. Go in and execute what the minds have put to work for me. What I'm supposed to do. I go in and I do what I'm supposed to do. I win the fight.
That's awesome. how do you feel that you have grown over this past year as a fighter and as a person?
You know, dirty 30 this year, and you know, it's kind of hit me a little bit. You know, I'm definitely, you know, as a person, I have no desire to go out ever. Honestly, you know, I don't go out and party. You know, my focus is my gym. My focus is my team guys, is my fighters. You know, that's really what I focus on. I focus on my gym, my fighters, my relationship. You know, and I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. You know, you get older, you want different things. You know, now I don't like giving my money to some bartender. You know, I like to hold on to it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and just kind of hang out with my friends and cruise. You know, so I'd say the biggest changes have really just been in just my overall demeanor. I'm not as amped up as I used to be. You know, when I was in the UFC in my early 20s, you know, I was just rah. Now I've definitely, hard to believe, Crippler's mellowed out a bit.
So finally, power for power, who's gonna bring the heat at UFC 132?
Man, I'm gonna bring the heat. What do you think?
Biggest fight of the year. I am so stoked. Thanks a lot.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Connor. Keep the faith.